Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Today I wanted to do a video on the long-term outlook of sports cards, and I'm going to look at two time frames. I'm going to look at in the next few years and then the longer term outlook for the next decade, next maybe 10 to 15 years. Okay, so here's the deal. Number one, I've been talking about sports card market going down in the next few years. Why I said that? Because of the Federal Reserve printing all this monopoly money, it's going to end up catching up. And two, the business cycle is going to eventually come home to roost. And three, I also talked about the jab. There are imbalances being created in this economy because of this. And we're already seeing shortages of nurses in Texas, particularly Houston, from my reading. There's this one hospital that fired about 150 nurses, and that hospital right now, from my reading, is facing problems with a nurse shortage. And it seems that if individuals don't want to take the jab, the same thing is going to happen throughout the country. There's going to be a shortage in the healthcare industry. And I expect this shortage could spread throughout the rest of the economy. And if that happens, you're going to create more imbalances out there. And on a side note, I've gone to restaurants. This is a different industry, restaurants. They're all short staffed. I have to wait longer than usual to get my food. I hear people complaining sometimes. So I already can sense there are problems in other industries. It's just going to spread throughout. And people are like, who cares about that? In the next few years, we're going to get a new Congress, and that should straighten things out. Well, here's the deal. And by the way, this is more of an econ point of view rather than more looking at sports cards. I will get into it later this video. But here's the deal. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, who gets into power in the next year, next or the next Congress that comes in. Why? Because number one, we have this jab, right? This jab is a non-sterilized jab, which means that you could create all sorts of these mutations because of that. Usually, for a good jab to work, it should be sterilized. And that's what they did with the polio jab. At first, it wasn't sterilized, and then they sterilized it, and then it became a decent jab compared to the first one that was created. And you could look at other jabs that are non sterilized. One was the Merrick's jab for chickens, and it just created problems throughout. And some people are like, okay, why does this matter for sports cards? Good, good question. So if we have in the next few years uh, the push out of this non-sterilized jab, we're going to see dislocations in the economy. We're going to see cooties cases go up, and it's going to create pressure within our economy, and the whole thing, house of cards, are going to come collapsing down. And I'm not even looking at the Federal Reserve here, and add the Federal Reserve and then they raising interest rates. I don't want to be buying sports cards aggressively right now unless I see a huge discount. Now, people can still make money, in my opinion. I saw a really intelligent comment the other day that, hey, look, there are a bunch of Marvel movies coming out. UFC supply tends to be low. And three, if you look at some other documentaries, you could buy before they come and you could sell. I agree with that. You could do that. There's no doubt about that. But I look mainly at sports cards, and for me, the opportunities are becoming less and less and less. I told you in previous videos I bought a Russell Wilson, or about 50 Russell Wilson cards for about $2. One of them, ungraded, I sold at $45 the other day. That's a huge increase markup in the last 2 years. So when I see things like that happening, even when card allegedly went down since February, I don't want to be buying. I still want to be selling for the most part. Now, yes, after this whole house of cards comes collapsing down, I have stated that I do want to start buying aggressively again. And I think we'll see good opportunities probably 2024, 2025. Now, the longer term picture of our economy and just collectibles market in general, I believe the US dollar will be weakening over time, and that will help the collectibles industry later this decade. Right now, we're at a point where if the whole thing collapses, the US dollar is going to, in the short term, go up. But later this decade, I see it going down. That should be good for collectibles. And on top of that, because of the craziness in our society, I see our society becoming very balkanized. People are really tense about potential racial issues. People are tense about, hey, that person didn't get the jab, or this person got the jab. I got to stay away from them. You see all sorts of this tension where people don't trust each other. You're seeing families having fights over this. What will people do to take their mind away from all of this? I believe one of the things they're going to do is they're going to get into the hobbies, and one of these hobbies will be sports cards. So that's why I see still, despite me being negative in the short run, next 10 years, it should still be positive. And I do believe the whole house of cards. I did talk about the house of cards coming down 2024, but the big enchilada 2032, 2033, that's when things are going to get insane. But I'll talk about that in a different video at a different time. And that's when I expect the whole empire will collapse by then. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the long-term hobby. And do you see any time frames where we should be buying versus where should be selling? Once again, 2024, 2025, I'm probably going to be aggressively buying when a lot of people are probably going to be exiting the hobby. When you see a lot of YouTubers not doing that much content, I'm probably going to get in. There was a short time before the Chicago National where no one was doing videos. And I found that really interesting. No one was doing videos. I was doing videos left and right. And everyone got back in right after the national. And I expect the same type of behavior happening closer when everything blows up. And when everything blows up, that's the time, in my opinion, to buy. I'm not telling you what you guys should be doing, but let me know what you think. I know it's a little different than looking at sports cards itself, particular sports cards, but let me know. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thanks. Bye.